They said they'd build a party by the people. They said they'd ditch hierarchy, ditch the control, hand power to the grassroots. Then yesterday morning, co-founder Zara Sultana drops a membership portal link. Join us. Be part of history, she posts, proud as a lioness. Millions listening. Money flowing, £55 a year standard, 25 concessions, drinks at the cafe, the new signal, 20,000 members in hours, echoes of movement, hope, a left reborn. Then Jeremy Corbyn, co-leader, co-founder, wakes up, sees the email, sees the domain name, sees the payments, doesn't recognise the rollout, doesn't think Sultana had clearance, calls it unauthorised, tells supporters to ignore the email, cancel any direct debits, legal advice being sought, panic in the working group, men in the alliance signing statements, except one. Except Sultana. That's how quickly your party by the grassroots moment reveals its fault lines. Control, structure, leadership, money. And underneath, the gendered tension. Sultana says she's been sidelined. Sultana says she's excluded from decision-making, that she signed up for co-leadership, that there was talk of committee, voting rights, balance, and now she claims it's a boys' club. Sexist. Power being centralised in hands, she says, are those of former Corbyn staffers she doesn't trust. She insists the membership portal was her way to keep the pulse beating, keep supporters engaged, while the rest tiptoe around policies and protocols. But here lies the contradiction. If you say membership must come through consensus, through co-signing, through shared documents, fine. But you also built this party fast. You rallied sign-ups, you opened up the idea of your party, interim name, plans for a founding conference. People want structure. They want leadership. They want clarity. You can't have it both ways. A party that's fully bottom-up and also lives in limbo until every vote is perfect. Someone has to steer. Someone has to risk being unilateral. That's how institutions are born. Painfully, messily, with heat. Corbyn and the other MPs, 5 of them, all male except Sultana, co-sign a statement telling supporters the portal is unauthorised. They tell people to ignore the email, to cancel direct debits, to await official channels. Meanwhile, Sultana says she acted because she had been frozen out of the accounts, that she was told no women would have voting rights in the working group, that the gender-balanced committee they agreed on didn't materialise, that structures weren't transparent, claims that money, membership data, constitutional control, conference definition, all being held behind closed doors. So who's right and who's wrong? Maybe both. Maybe what's being exposed is not moral failing, but organisational weakness. When movements grow fast, people scramble. Some reach for power, some fear being left behind, some want rules now, others want principles first. But here's the thing, when you advertise democracy, you better build mechanisms for it, not just slogans. Transparency, accounts, financial oversight, shared decision-making, these aren't optional after the hype. They are the backbone. Without them, you have stories of betrayal instead of belonging. And let's fact-check the claims. Sultana says paid membership via the portal shot up to 20,000 in hours. Corbyn says the membership invitation was sent unauthorised from a new domain, telling people to ignore. Supporters are confused. Some have apparently set up direct debits. Now they're being told maybe cancel them. The tension over who controls membership data, who has access to supporter lists, who holds the money, is not just administrative nitpicking, it's power. Whoever controls the members controls the narrative. Whoever holds the funds controls what can be done. Sultana accuses the working group of being male-dominated, that women are being excluded from formal voting roles, that decisions are being made without her input, even though she is co-founder. She claims the agreement at the start required dual authorization for things like membership emails. She says that didn't happen. Meanwhile, Corbyn's side claims standard procedure wasn't followed, that agreements were not finalised, that this one email goes against the shared structure they'd all promised, which includes both leaders and the working group. The irony, the people this party is trying to appeal to, those disillusioned with Labour, tired of hierarchy, wanting radical democracy, are watching this mess and wondering, is this just more identity politics, more leadership fights, more feeling of being promised change than seeing chaos? They want substance. They want solidarity. They want a party that does not behave like every party they hate. Yet here they are, watching two people they looked up to argue publicly about who owns membership forms. And the damage is real, because credibility is fragile. A public split before your founding conference is like leaking the blueprint before you've built the house. Supporters see the words democracy, grassroots, co-leadership, but what do they see in practice? Emails, warnings, unauthorized, threats of legal action, cancel your payments, assurances of safe and secure, then contradiction, then disownment, then division. To some, this looks less like a movement and more like a circus where every clown wants the centre ring. If this party is going to survive, it needs to fix this fast. Decisions about membership must be open. Who sets up the portal? Who holds the money? Where does the data live? Leadership roles must be more than symbolic. There must be equal voices. Governance needs to be airtight. Agreements need to be in writing. Every supporter deserves to know, is this their party or the party of those who got in early and locked doors behind them? It isn't about who's more pure. It's about whether you can deliver on promises. If this party ends up being centralized, opaque and male-led, then it's just another version of the thing people are leaving behind. If Sultana is pushing for inclusivity and Corbyn is pushing for caution, both are necessary. But they must walk together, not pull apart. The membership portal wasn't a mistake to be ignored. It was a symptom of ambition clashing with structure, of grassroots longing colliding with institutional sinking, of idealism bumping against reality. If you want change, you don't launch a party by alienating half of your founding partners. You don't raise money, then tell people to cancel their payments. You don't invite people into a movement, then send them conflicting messages. So here's to the truth. This spat over a membership portal is not small. It's early. It's public. It risks turning your promise into the same thing you said you wanted to replace. But it can be fixed. It can be more than the crisis over an email. It can show what a democratic socialist party can do when it really lets people in, not just take their money. We are watching, supporters are listening, the left, the centre, the disillusioned, all eyes are on your party. If you want authenticity, you have to build authenticity. If you promise co-leadership, you have to mean it. If you promise grassroots, you have to let it breathe. Otherwise, this ends up being another new party, another headline, another collapse. Not left, not right, just real.